How to fix your metabolism. So we're gonna start out right away with the disappointing information. There is no miracle way to boost your metabolism. There is no special food that you can take to have a higher metabolism. There is no special exercise or special diet you can go on, or magic pill or fat burner or whatever. It doesn't exist. There is nothing miraculous that will get your metabolism back up. Okay, so now that this disappointment is out of the way, here are some things that you can actually do to try and get your metabolism back up and running a little better if you feel that it has been slowed down. First of all, let's get on the same page here. What is your metabolism? So your metabolism refers to all the different chemical reactions that happen in your body in order to convert the food you eat into energy. And your metabolic rate, which is the amount of energy or calories that your body consumes to maintain itself, is influenced by different factors such as your age, your sex, your level of physical activity, genetic predispositions, and past lifestyle factors, past way of eating, relationship with food, all of that. And there's also something else that can really impact your metabolism levels, your metabolic rate, and that is if you have been crash dieting, or if you have crash dieted or yo-yo dieted in the past. Because when you drastically reduce your calories, here's what's gonna happen. For one, muscle loss, because when you reduce calories, your body is going to start using what you have stored in your muscles in order to have energy, and so you're not going to be able to build and sustain muscle as much. But the thing is that muscle tissue is metabolically active, so meaning that even when you're resting, it is still burning energy, consuming energy. So when you start losing that muscle, then you are going to be lowering your BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate, meaning the energy that you burn at a resting state. Adapted thermogenesis is another thing that may happen, and that is when you lower the amount of calories you consume, then your body is going to become more effective at using these calories so that you can eat less and your body will burn less. So where before you could eat 500 calories and burn them off super quickly, and now you will eat 500 calories and they will take a longer time to burn off. Another thing that can happen is hormonal changes, because if you are restricting calories, that can affect different hormones in your body. For instance, your leptin and your ghrelin hormones. Your ghrelin is your hormone that signals hunger, and that one will go higher if you restrict food. And your leptin is a hormone that signals satiety, and this one can become lower when you restrict food. Because again, the key here is, if you're looking at it from like a survival standpoint, is for you to be able to consume as many calories as you can in order to get out of this like calorie restriction, so that you can then get enough energy. So if it's in your body's interest, or at least it thinks that it is in its interest to get you to have a really high appetite and no satiety, so you can ingurgitate all these calories. And it can also affect your cortisol level, which is linked to stress, and can affect your fat storages. And another thing that will happen is you will likely get into rebound eating and weight gain. What happens a lot when you start dieting is that you'll be able to hold it for a little bit, you'll be able to restrict calories for a little bit, but then inevitably you will not. Something will happen and you will start to binge, because you've been depriving yourself of food for so long. So you're gonna start to eat a bunch of food very quickly, and that is going to rapidly increase. Like, you're gonna have a huge calorie increase in a very short amount of time, and that will lead to weight gain. The problem with that is that usually it will trigger very fast weight gain, and this will lead you to want to lose that weight, and so to go on an even stricter diet. However, your metabolism still hasn't had time to improve and get better after you've gained that weight, because you gained it in a very short period. And so you're going to be going back on a diet, or you're going to be restricting again, and that's going to be lowering your metabolism, which is already lower than what you initially started out with because you had been dieting. And so now your diet is going to have to be even more drastic to get you to lose that weight because your metabolism is slower. And then, it's just going to be this yo-yo cycle of then you binging because you can't sustain that, and then you gaining more weight, and then you having to be even more drastic with your diet. And it's just not fun. So if you recognize yourself in one or more of these situations, then here is how to fix your metabolism. Number one, you need to eat balanced meals. There is no way around this. In order to get your metabolism back up and running, you need to show your body that you are a well-oiled machine, that you're getting in all the energy you need, and in turn, energy can leave you. It's fine. You're good. You don't need to be storing everything. So you need the balanced meals. You need to make sure that you're eating all the food groups, that you're eating all the macronutrients, that you're getting in plenty of whole grains, plenty of fruit and vegetables, plenty of legumes, nuts, seeds, different sources of protein. Eating enough protein is important. It will increase your metabolism by a little bit for a short amount of time because protein will take a little bit longer, a little bit more energy to digest. But don't hyper focus on it. Don't obsess over protein. You still need to be eating balanced. And also some studies show that if you eat spicy foods, it can also temporarily boost your metabolism slightly. If you're eating peppers, there's capsaicin in that. That can be a tiny little boost. Again, it's not something I would count on, but it is something that you can throw in there if you like spicy foods, if you enjoy that. But again, you should not be basing your entire way of eating off of that. So now that you've got the balanced meals down, you also need to start eating regular meals. And that's super important because if you're eating one balanced meal a day, or even just 2 a day, that's not going to be sufficient because your metabolism can only run consistently if you are feeding it consistently. Again, your body is a machine. You need to put energy in for your body to be able to put energy out. And like I said before, the energy out is your body converting the food into energy. So if you're not giving your body enough food, it's going to want to hang on to that. It's not going to want to convert it into energy. So make sure that you are eating your meals at regular, consistent times. It's good to eat at least 3 meals, 1 snack if you can. And I like to not go over 4 to 5 hours without eating unless I'm sleeping, because again, that's giving your body a signal that you are regularly getting in food, and so you're going to be regularly getting in energy. This is also really beneficial because it's going to keep your blood sugar levels pretty consistent. You're not going to be getting the spikes and crash, and that's also going to be helpful in terms of managing cravings and binging. You're not going to want to binge when you get home if you are eating regular meals throughout the day. However, if you are skipping breakfast and then having a salad for lunch and an apple for a snack, of course you're going to come home and you're going to eat your entire pantry of cookies, then your freezer of ice cream, and wash it down with soda. That's to be expected if you're not consistently getting the energy. So having the regular meals will also help with that. Now, it goes without saying that you need to avoid restrictive diets. We looked at what happens when you go on restrictive diets and restrict your calories too much. It's not good. It's not pretty. If you start going there again, your metabolism will plummet again. So don't do that. Don't do that. Really avoid restrictive diets at all costs. The most important thing to focus on is balance, like I talked about previously, and being consistent, eating plenty of whole foods. That is good. Focus on that. You still need to be able to be eating treats once in a while, to be having foods that you really enjoy and that satisfy your cravings, so that again, you're not binging. And that's it. That's all you need to do. You don't need to be restricting. And then to go along with that, you really need to make sure that your diet is satisfying, that it is fulfilling your cravings, that you are enjoying it. You need to be figuring out the foods that you like, and you need to be incorporating these foods, mostly eating foods that both you like and are healthy, but also eating foods that are just foods you like and they're not necessarily good for you. And that's fine. They're not necessarily going to bring you all the nutrients, but they're going to be good for your soul. Again, if you want your metabolism to function optimally, if you want it to get higher, then you need to be giving it the energy. You need to be giving your body the satisfaction. That's the only way it's going to work. And also that's going to prevent the binge eating. Another crucial aspect, and this is not my area of expertise, but still you have to exercise. Exercising is probably what can have the greatest impact on your metabolism, because making more muscle will increase your basal metabolic rate that I talked about earlier, and that's what you really want to be able to get your metabolism back up and running. You need this combo of fueling your body correctly and also making sure that you are building muscle and staying active. All of that it's like giving your body the signals that we're fine, we can go. Because if you're just like feeding your body and, you know, giving it energy, but then you're just sitting around all day, you know, you only have half of the machine that is running, so it's not going to be optimal. So we really have to focus on that as well. Now, exercise doesn't have to be going to the gym for 2 hours every day. It's good to move your body in a way that you enjoy so that you actually stick to it, because again, this is not going to work if you exercise for like 3 days and then you stop. So figure out something that you like, a way to move your body that you really enjoy, and do that as much as possible, and that's really going to help with your metabolism. And then the usual, make sure that you are drinking enough water. That also always helps oil the machine. Make sure that you are sleeping enough. Again, we need the machine to be well rested after being well energized, and make sure that you are lowering stress as much as possible. Again, we want the machine to function optimally, because that's what you are, an advanced machine. But if you want your metabolism to function optimally, you need to do all of these things. Some of them will have a greater impact than others, but ultimately doing all of them will ensure that your metabolism will slowly go back up. This is not going to be something that's super quick. It's always quicker to get it down, of course, or else, you know, it's not fun. But getting it up is possible. You just need to be doing the right things. But as long as you remember that boosting your metabolism is not about any quick fixes or things that you can do, magic pills, whatever. Once you accept that and you start putting in this work, and I say putting in the work, but it still needs to be somewhat enjoyable again, or else it's not going to last. So once you start doing that, then your metabolism will start going back up little by little. You have to be patient with it, but that's really the only way. Those are the only steps that you can get your metabolism back up. Don't fall for any supplement or whatever. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like it and subscribe, and see you on my next one. Bye.